I think what we've seen is a mellowing out, but that's indirectly related to the pandemic, right? I think it's the economy in general that's stifling things right now. And the pandemic certainly was a piece of that. But yeah, well, I think what we're in right now, I'm looking forward to kind of busting out of it. And hopefully that's what we start to see in the new year.
I'll be honest with you, I think this is all industry based. Some industries and some industry verticals are going to be, for lack of a better term, kind of recession proof. They're at the point right now where they've been innovating for the last couple of years because of the COVID. And it gave them that inflection point to figure out what's going to make them more resilient and solid in the future. And they made a lot of those adjustments. I think those are the folks like healthcare. Honestly, probably going to be one of my areas where I'm going to look at and I'm just going to go, I think they're going to come through this and just going to look at everybody and go, what were you worried about?
For both reasons too, Jeremy. Like when you say that, it's like because the industry they operate in, there's a higher demand and a higher need for it. And then at the same time, they needed to look inside at how they operate and it forced it for them too. That's a good one.
And there's some other ones out there that are like that. I mean, even the ancillary services, what we normally call digitally native businesses that support all these organizations with SaaS platforms. As much as we see a lot of tech companies letting go of people, those SaaS organizations that are releasing employees right now are also really just protecting their investments and making sure they're focusing on their core abilities. I think those are the groups that are going to see a huge surge as we move forward in the next couple of years, because there's been so much consolidation in that space. Whether it's new products coming to light market or it's those bigger behemoths like the Salesforces of the world that do a ton of SaaS work already that are going to come out way ahead because they've already got a model that's kind of working with the way that people need to engage. Higher education is what it all comes down to in my mind a lot of times. I think one of the big things that ended up happening with the pandemic was a realization that the tools that we were using in our personal lives, I think there was a reevaluation of that. And that's why Zoom kind of came out as one of the forerunners, is they were providing a product that served the need, had the features that were required, and worked more seamlessly than what we had traditionally been used. Now, I think it was also just the right people at the right time with the right message that might have had a real big impact on that. And that's where I say it's higher education, right? They ended up having that huge blitz right when everything hit, and they ended up being the forerunner for everything that needed. Even when they went down and they had a huge amount of issues for scaling, people stuck with them because they were the recognized leader at the time. And they had told people, this is what we do and this is why we were better. So it was, one, we shocked the environment, but I think really the buyers just opened their eyes a little bit more to all the other possibilities that were out there.
I think the messaging is a big part of it too. The branded marketing, and now there's so many voices that can influence you. And so if you come out, whatever it is you're coming out with, if it's cool, if you got a funny message, something catchy, it doesn't matter if you're the first, the second, the third. That's what we've seen. It seems like the second guy always wins, but I think it's all in the branded marketing.